In the last episode, we elaborated on three terror sites: Markaz Taiba in Muridke, Sawai Nala camp located in Muzaffarabad, and Sayyidna Bilal camp also located in Muzaffarabad. We unraveled how these terror infrastructures built on Pakistani soil were frequented by terrorists of Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Taiba and were used as training centers and launch pads against India. Now, in today's episode, we will further elaborate on three more such terror infrastructures. Markaz Abbas camp in Kotli, a significant terrorist training facility that also served as the hub for training suicide bombers. Markaz Subhanallah, located in Bahawalpur, functioned as the command hub for Jaish-e-Mohammed's top leadership, including Masood Azhar. Here, the traumatic 2001 parliament attacks were planned. Sarjal camp in Narowal, which acted as the final staging point for the terrorists who were sent to the LOC to strike India. Markaz Abbas camp in Kotli. First, let's begin with the Markaz Abbas camp, also known as Abbas camp, a terror site located in the Kotli district of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, just 13 kilometers from the line of control. The camp has long been on India's radar. Why? Because according to Indian defense officials, it wasn't just any training ground, it was a factory for terror. A key base for the Jaish-e-Mohammed, the camp specialized in turning recruits into suicide bombers. It was where young men were trained, radicalized, and handed explosives against India. So what went on inside? Jihadist training. Yes, young recruits mastered weapons, learned the deadly art of handling explosives, and planned cross-border strikes. The camp could house around 50 operatives at a time, enough to maintain a steady pipeline of terror missions. Markaz Subhanallah, Bahawalpur. Now we will talk about a place that's been at the heart of terror plots against India, Markaz Subhanallah in Bahawalpur. Located in Pakistan's Punjab province, it was the nerve center of Jaish-e-Mohammed, the terror outfit led by Masood Azhar. This is where hate was preached, suicide squads were trained, and deadly missions were born. It is imperative to note here that it was this place where the December 13th, 2001 Indian Parliament attack was planned. India's democracy came under siege when 5 armed terrorists, loaded with AK-47s, grenade launchers, and explosives, stormed the Indian Parliament in New Delhi. The terrorists, aiming for maximum destructions, were affiliated with Jaish-e-Mohammed with suspected help from Lashkar-e-Taiba. In the chilling half-an-hour gun battle, 9 lives were lost, 6 brave Delhi police officers, 2 parliament security personnel, and a gardener. 18 others were injured. The attack led to a full-blown military standoff between India and Pakistan in 2001 to 2002. Sarjal camp, Narowal. Let's talk about Sarjal camp in Pakistan's Narowal district, a terror site tied to some serious cross-border trouble. Located just 6 kilometers from India-Pakistan border in Punjab province, this seemingly quiet location has played a dark role for decades. Shockingly, the terror camp, which emerged in the 1990s, was erected inside the premises of a primary health center in Sarjal village. But instead of medicine and aid, this place became a launch pad for terror. It's been used to dig secret tunnels and deploy drones, not for surveillance, but to drop arms, ammunition, and narcotics into Indian territory. And here's where it gets even more chilling. The Indian Armed Forces recently revealed that the terrorists responsible for killing 4 J&K police personnel in Kathua in March 2025 were trained at this very camp. These camps, Markaz Abbas in Kotli, Markaz Subhanallah in Bahawalpur, and Sarjal camp in Narowal, are symbols of a well-oiled ecosystem of terror that has flourished inside Pakistan for decades. From training grounds to command centers, from indoctrination hubs to staging points for deadly missions, each side exposes the depth of Pakistan's state-backed terror machinery. And while the faces of terror may change, the infrastructure enabling it remains disturbingly consistent. India has long borne the brunt of these exported attacks, be it the Parliament siege of 2001, 26/11 in Mumbai, Pulwama in 2019, or the more recent Pahalgam massacre in 2025. As we continue to uncover the origins and operations of these terror factories, one truth becomes painfully clear: peace in the region will remain a distant dream. In the next episode, we'll dive deeper into more such launchpads of extremism and uncover how these camps continue to threaten not just India but regional and global security at large.